You, Jennifer. Your mic kind of went out, so thank you for whatever you said. Good morning, everyone. I am privileged and pleased to be your Toastmasters as elected by Miss Cynthia. I wanted to say thank you, everyone, for your responses to my email about this magnificent day, Constitution Day and Citizenship Day. I thought this was very befitting, being that we have a diverse group of people in our Toastmasters group. And it is such a wonderful day. On September 17th, 1787, the Founding Fathers signed the most influential document in American history, the U.S. Constitution. And every year, the National Constitution Center hosts the best Constitution celebration in the country. So I am looking forward to telling everyone and sharing your responses today. I want to bring on Miss Lori, our grammarian. She will be doing her thing. Miss Lori Leonard, welcome today.
Nicole, and thank you, everybody. It's great to be back. I've missed a few meetings. Our word of the day today, and I am your grammarian. It's been a while. Our word of the day today is proclaim. It means, it's a verb, and it means to announce officially or publicly, to declare something one considers important with due emphasis, or to declare officially or publicly to be. An example sentence would be, I forgot the date you just mentioned, Nicole.
September 17th. September 17th.
Oh, I knew that.
Oh.
1787.
Thank
you. On September 17th, 1787, our founding fathers on Constitution Day proclaimed that we would be a free nation with our Constitution. Please try and use the word of the day, proclaim, when you have the opportunity to speak. I will also be listening for excellent uses of grammar, as well as maybe some grammar which could be improved, and those dreaded filler words. So, like, and whatnot. And report back during the evaluation portion of the meeting. Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Ms. Lori. I will proclaim that you were missed over a period of time. Our Minute Master today is Mr. D. George Lund, and he will be bringing to us a joke or funny story or something educational. Mr. George.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Did you guys know that the U.S. Constitution has 4,400 words? It is the oldest and shortest written constitution of any major government in the world. Of the spelling errors in the Constitution, Pennsylvania, above the signers' names, is probably the most glaring. It was spelled incorrectly. Thomas Jefferson did not sign the Constitution, nor did Ben Franklin. They were out of the country. There was a proposal at the Constitution Convention to limit the standing army for the country to 5,000 men. George Washington sarcastically agreed with this proposal as long as the stipulation was added that no invading army could number more than 3,000 troops. I thought that was pretty cool. The Constitution's iconic opening line was not included in the early drafts of the document. The preamble originally started with the individual states listed from north to south. We, the people of the state of New Hampshire, Massachusetts, etc. The 5-person committee of style is considered to have been responsible for composing much of the final text, including the revised preamble. Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, George. I purposely waited to read the responses given by Lori and George because they were so powerful, as all of them were. As Lori said, I feel incredibly blessed to be a U.S. citizen. I see the Socrates going in the world around me, particularly women. And I think the opportunities and advantages that I have here, I feel grateful. for the founding fathers for building our fledgling government and our service men and women for protecting our way of life. Lori, that was outstanding. Thank you so much. And George said, I feel privileged to be a U.S. citizen. I hear him when I read his words. I can't help it but to enact the way he does. And he proclaims, we live in a country where you feel to be yourself, say what you feel, as long as you don't hurt anyone. We can agree to disagree, although currently that is a very politicized thing. That was from Mr. George. Our table topics is being brought to you by Ms. Tanya. And Ms. Tanya, thank you for your response. She almost missed a meeting today and she pushed another meeting aside. So Ms. Tanya will be bringing to us our table topics. And Ms. Tanya said, being a US citizen means to me having opportunities. So many take for granted what we have at our hands, this great country. Anything we dream of, we can make possible. See you in the morning. Welcome to the Zoom Square, Ms. Tanya Montoya.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and most welcome guests. All right, so today I am your table topics master, and I am going to be calling on a few of you to impromptu and respond. You've worked hard and you've trained hard, and you've been chosen to represent USA in the Olympics. What season and what sport are you representing for our fine country? Cynthia.
What sports I will be interested in representing our country? I love to ski. When I was able to ski, I loved it. I always went downhill skiing when I was in Germany or Switzerland. I wanted to do it at one point to ski in the Olympics since I was over there all the time skiing, but I damaged my knee doing that. So for my time for being in the Olympics, I will do skiing. I would like to do the jump when you do the ramp. Jennifer just realized that she's timer. So I will I would end. I just like to do skiing. I will do that for the country. Thank you very much, Table Topic Master.
It's actually one of my favorite movies, Eddie the Eagle. So if you haven't watched that, you definitely have to, because it's all about that ski jump, and it's a fantastic. He definitely proclaimed the ski jump. All right. You are traveling across the United States of America and plan on seeing several national monuments. What is on the top of your list and why? Maria.
Madam Table Topics, Master, fellow Toastmasters. About 5 years ago, I had the chance to go and see the battlefield at Vicksburg. We flew to Jackson with some friends and they wanted to see that. And it was just an incredible experience. I read when I was there some of the stories about what happened in Vicksburg, and you may or may not remember this was one of the turning battles in the Civil War. And without getting into why we had a Civil War and the slavery issue and all that, which is horrendous things that happened, but regardless, the bravery and the sacrifices made on both sides, and seeing all the monuments to all the different regiments on both sides, and just visualizing these people fighting each other, our own people fighting ourselves. And then going through the cemetery and the thousands and thousands of men that lie there. It was just an incredible experience. So I'm glad I had the chance to see it. It just emphasized how much how much blood has to be shed to have what we have. So that's one. There are so many of them, but I'm glad to have had the chance to see that and realize once more why this country is so great. That's a topic.
Love history, and it's crazy to think what it's taken to get to where we are today. And so yeah, seeing that is definitely important. We have Red Fridays, and so here I have my Red Friday t-shirt that says remembering everyone deployed, red. So we have the American Warriors Initiative here at Fairway Mortgage, and that helps veterans. Is there an organization that you support, and if so, what is the cause and what's the name of it? Etta.
Friends and fellow Toastmasters and guests, I support let me start over. I am proud to proclaim that I am part of the Lutheran Women's Missionary League, or LWML, in my hometown, Santa Maria. We help people all over, in our town, in California, and the world, help know the love of God, and that they are loved by people as well, helping them feel joy. I serve as secretary of the zone for my group, and it is very rewarding. I enjoy it. It gives me joy.
Thank you, Etta. Yes, it's definitely always important when you're part of an organization. It definitely brings joy for all around. So thank you for all you do for your organization and your community.
And I could also say I support the Humane Society. Pets are important to me too.
Thank you, everyone. Those are the questions for today. So I'm going to turn this back over to our Madam Toastmaster, Nicole.
Thank you, Tanya. Excellent topics. Thank you for those excellent topics. Again, thank you for coming. George, thank you for doing double duty today. He will actually be evaluating Cynthia, our first speaker, and I'm glad the meeting is moving right along. Miss Cynthia said, "What does it mean to be a U.S. citizen? Question mark. Freedom, all caps. Very short but powerful response." George, what are Cynthia's
We need a timers report for topics first.
topics? May we have a topics report, Miss Jennifer, doing double duty as our timer?
Well, that's what threw me off, besides the fact that I'm a bad timer. Cynthia spoke for 1 minute about being an Olympic skier. Maria, this is how bad I am. My listening skills are really bad. Maria spoke for 1:37, and I did not even write down what she spoke about. Horrible person I am. Etta spoke for 1:22, and she spoke about her charity of the Women's Lutheran to spread share about Christianity. So everybody qualifies. Send your votes to me. I promise I will count. them.
Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you so much. Thank you, George, for the reminder. Now, George, I will turn it over to you so you can give us Miss Cynthia's.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Cynthia is doing a project from Effective Coaching. It's the second speech. The time is 5 to 7 minutes, Jennifer. The title or her purpose is for the member to apply his or her leadership and planning knowledge to develop a project plan, organize a guidance committee, and implement the plan with the help of the team. The purpose of the second speech is for the member to share some aspect of his or her experience completing the project. And the title is The First Event as a Leader with the Southern Nevada Operations Christmas Child. Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Mr. George. Let's welcome Cynthia to the Zoom Square.
Thank you very much. My pathway was kind of a challenging one, but thank goodness I was on my way doing this leadership skill for myself. The high performance leadership is my pathway. It is the ability to inspire and to guide and to lead others. I am to apply my leadership skills, what I've learned from this course, and planning and implement a project for this course. It says to have a guidance committee. I'm going to use my committee that I used for this project, which was my team. I had to do a project leader workshop. This was my first major event as an area coordinator. As most of you guys know, I have two events that's in my life, Royal Family Kids and Operation Christmas Child. I have been involved in Operation Christmas Child for at least 21 years, not as an area coordinator, but miscellaneous things as a drop-off center, as a logistic coordinator, and now I am an area coordinator. Both of these events may overlap some, but they don't take a lot of my time. My role as a coordinator is taking from Tonopah to Bullhead City and from Pahrump to Mesquite. So I have all these cities or little counties in this great circle of different people who can be a part of my team. I did have a think tank. I had a group of people, which is my team, that we had to plan. We start planning this like in June. I took my area coordinator and my position as an area coordinator in January. So as June, I had start planning. It wasn't a major thing. It was just who will be on my team to start planning this event. So as the area coordinator, being in this position, I had to plan and execute my first major workshop to Southern Nevada. So what is a project leader workshop? Project leader workshop is someone who can organize a drop-off within their church. Someone who loves children and who can be an advocate for Operation Christmas Child within their community, within their area. Someone who's passionate about getting out the gospel to kids, to different parts of the world. And these little shoeboxes a little kid is showing is just a gift, but inside is so much hope in there for those kids. Those kids in countries don't have anything. This could be their only gift that they can receive throughout their lifetime. We do not visit the kids every year. We visit them every 5 years in these different countries. So as a project leader, I will have to find a location for my event, and it's taken like 1 to 2 months prior after I find a venue. So since we have 2 central drop-off in our area, I wanted my team, one of my leaders, to host it, which is in the east side of town. I have one on the west side of town and have one on the east side. So this is a central drop-off, is where everybody in the community, in the city, Mesquite, Pahrump, everybody will bring their boxes to this location, or their cartons. And then I have to create a guest list. Since I've been in here for so long, I had my own list, plus I had the list from the OCC, or Operation Christmas Child, that I used. So we used a link called event.com. I put this on event.com. I sent it out to about 200 people on this list, and then I have chimp mail, and then I had like 1,000 on that list, and I sent it out to all these people. We didn't know how many people were coming, because since this is like a yearly thing, the annual, since last year we didn't, everything was like virtual last year. So this year was in person. Then I had to manage to get rid of 6,600 shoe boxes, as you see up here. So what I did with the e-vice, or invitation, in order for them, they had to register, and they had to give me a count of how many shoe boxes they want. So I did this in Google form, amazing little form that I had to pass out to everyone. My team loved it. My team loved that form, because it kept track of people who are in the event knew they're going to get shoe boxes. And if they came in that day, they will get the leftover. We will have to serve those people first. And I had a new logistic coordinator to do this. This is my team that I have. Jill and Susan are the two people that I work closely with. And the rest of them are their drop-off, our community relations person, all the drop-off team. And Vianney is my last person. She just came on, and she took over the logistic coordinator. Each of the speaker, I had 3 speakers to do a module. So we had different module for the event, and had 15 minutes to talk about each one of the modulars. How to host a packing party, how to engage your passenger mission, how to create a shoebox online. You know, you think people know how to do it as long as this organization has been around, but they still don't, so we still had to do it. My agenda consists of all this. We had meetings, 2 meetings prior to the event. We rehearsed, we went step by step in this event, just making sure everybody knew their topic when they will come out, because we had to do things, we had to be on top. And then we had my video, and you guys my video was so amazing. And this is like between 9 and 11. Like a shoebox that's being delivered over in Iraq. But this is what I was so proud of, that we combined 3 different videos to this. Sorry, you guys. This is going to kill my time. So we counted at 8, 9, and people didn't know how they were going to do it. When it came down to this, and you see how everything blended in, and everybody clapped to open, and that's how I wanted the video to be. It took a while to get to this, but it was great. You guys should see the whole video, how it all blended in with 3 videos. At the meeting, we have all our technology problems as usual. Of course, it wouldn't be technology if we didn't have problems. Computer went off, but I told the team, keep on going as if. I had to deal with different people that I didn't know who they were, but I deal with my team. Also, I had to deal with one girl that I didn't know that came off the wrong way. So as a leader, I had to deal with her. It wasn't me, but we got it together. And with my team, I'm totally impressed how we came through with the table decorations, with the shoeboxes. The food are in the shoeboxes, as you see on the table. And then, as a leader, you cannot do this alone. We had to do it as a team, and I love to delegate, and it was just fun for me for my first project. So thank you very much, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Cynthia. You're an incredible humanitarian, as I always say, not to mention my friend. So separate the two. You are that. Fantastic speech. Thank you very much. For the sake of time, we're going to keep rolling along because we have 2 speakers. I know Miss Peggy is speaking via phone. Miss Peggy, can you hear me? While waiting for her answer, hopefully we can hear her. I believe she's the second speaker and her.
She
Yes.
just said, sorry, she just said that she needs to reschedule it. She's not gonna make
Okay.
it. 'Cause it's on-
Okay.
It's my podcast and I don't have internet this morning. So I'm very technically challenged.
All
that means
right.
do
I
her
did a
podcast.
dress rehearsal for it, but we'll have to play it next week or another time.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. As I checked in with you, and Miss Maria was going to be her evaluator, and Miss Maria said it means the world to me. This country has welcomed me and offered me something precious that only those of us who experience not having can truly appreciate freedom. I am blessed and honored to be a U.S. citizen. Thank you for that response, Miss Maria. Although Francesca is not here, at some point I will read her response because it was such a dynamic response. But continuing to move forward, what is the time for Miss Cynthia's speech, Miss Jennifer?
Cynthia, I timed it. Cynthia's speech was 8 minutes and 22 seconds.
All righty. And she does qualify, correct?
No, she does not.
So we didn't give her any time for her little video and all of that. No grace. No grace for you, Miss Cynthia. I'm sorry. Your speech was good. Moving to the next part of our meeting. Doing double duty is Mr. George, our general evaluator, who will evaluate. Oh.
Maria.
Maria?
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. A wonderful meeting today with a great theme. Our president, we opened on time, we opened the meeting on time. Our president covered all the various updates, and we're so glad to have you here, Jennifer, not only as our president, but involved with the district, so you can bring us fresh news every week. That way we don't miss something that's really important. Our word master, and I get a report from Lori later, but the word proclaim very appropriate to go with our Constitution Day theme. Our minute master, so obviously facts, George, we don't take the time to go back and remember, refresh our memory on things, but some of those things were obviously new to me, and George, and the comments about the army, the number of soldiers, that's so funny, sure. As long as we're bigger, I don't care. All very appropriate, very good. Tanya, the theme was used in your questions, but you had varied questions, kind of covering different sides and different pieces of around the theme. So that was really good too. We thought we had 2 speakers. If not, I'm sure you would have had more questions, because now we ended up with having only 1. So we've had a meeting, a wonderful meeting so far. And we had 1 speaker. I would like now to ask our evaluator, George Lund, to give us his evaluation on Cynthia's speech.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, and especially Cynthia. I proclaim that you have met your objectives. Her purpose today was to share some aspects of her experience completing her project in her high performance leadership. I didn't realize you were so far along in effective coaching, so congratulations. I thought you had a very nice opening slide. All of your slides were easy to visualize, and I thought you had good organization. I would have liked to have seen you after you initially started to kind of tell us how your speech was going to be organized. I think sometimes if you tell us what you're going to tell us and then you tell us, it's a little easier for us to understand. Once you got into the meat of your speech, I thought your organization was very, very well done. I would suggest that maybe you slow down a little bit, although you ran over time, but part of that would be maybe take several of the slides out. I don't know, but I think sometimes you get talking so fast that we miss the emotion and passion that you have for this particular project. I thought all the slides were really good, easy to understand and to follow. You certainly conveyed to us your enthusiasm and your passion several times during the speech. I really heard that when you I heard your voice kind of had a little bit of humor with it and a little bit of emotion that I didn't hear in some of the other parts of your speech. So I thought those are kinds of things that maybe you can work on a little bit to show the passion that you have. I thought the audience had a vested interest in this, and we could relate to helping kids and putting together all of the things that were involved in putting that whole project together. So I thought overall, I thought you did a very nice job. I thought maybe you could have had a little stronger closing, maybe a call to action for the audience to get involved in some kind of charitable organization, so that we can help to understand where you're coming from and understand your commitment to these kinds of things. So that would be the only other thing. But overall, I thought you did a really nice job. You have a very nice way of presenting information and materials. So congratulations and good luck on completing your HPL. Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you, George. Very good evaluation with some comments to Cynthia, pointing out the positives and giving her some feedback as to, in detail, some of the things that George thought that Cynthia might be able to use in her speeches. Timers report, Jennifer, for the evaluator.
Timers report. George spoke and I timed an evaluator. What? George spoke for 2 minutes and 47 seconds. I was a little off on the timing though, but I got it.
Well, thank you. So George would qualify.
Yes.
Lori, may we have a word master and grammarian report?
Madam General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, it's been a wonderful meeting. I heard the word of the day from Nicole twice, Tanya once, Maria once, Etta once, and George once. If I missed it from Cynthia, Jennifer, or Peggy, I apologize. I heard some wonderful words today. Nicole, I heard some great words. I didn't get them all written down, but grace. Tanya used Red Friday. I love that. What a great thing that you use with your office. Maria, blessed. George used conveyed and passion. Cynthia, think tank. And Peggy was technically challenged, which I often am. I had some filler words. Tanya had a double with definitely. And Maria, in her table topic, nothing during general evaluation, but in her table topic, had a long run-on sentence with 3 ands and 2 so's, which is very unusual for her. Cynthia had a couple ums and and a you know. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Thank you, Lori. Well, a great meeting. I enjoyed listening to all the comments and especially introduction from you, Nicole, for the theme of the meeting. I thought it was wonderful how you introduced us to that theme today. I now return control to our Toastmaster. That would be Nicole Henderson.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator, Ms. Maria. Ms. Jennifer shared her comment with us today and said, I will become prepared with all of the word of the day, but that was with Miss Laura. I really have missed everyone, and I'm so proud to be an American. I cry every time I hear the national anthem. It means so much to me to have freedom and to do what I want, when I want, the way I want to do it. So that was from Miss Jennifer. And for the sake of time, because we have time, I would love to read Francesca's response because it was so powerful. Her response says, I will not be attending a meeting, but I need to chime in as what it means to me to be a U.S. citizen. For us, it means the world. Explanation points 5 times. My mom and dad left everything behind in Cuba in 1968 to come to the United States of America. I remember having my residence card with a squiggly green line over my photo in 1991. I became a naturalized citizen. My parents also became naturalized citizens after they met the requirement where they could take their confidence with their English and the way it was very important to take a test, which they did not want to fail. The simplicity of all back then. I provided hope and new beginning. We are internally grateful for the blessing of living in this country, even though it gets turned upside down a little now and then. That was Francesca's response, bringing her into the meeting. It's been my pleasure to be your Toastmaster for today. If I don't have any more duties, I am going to turn control back over. Okay, I have another duty. I have see a finger. You know your mother when you say
You have to ask who is the winner of Table Topics.
Who is the winner of Table Topics? Drum roll, please.
It is Maria. She has to do it again.
You didn't listen.
All right, Miss Maria, you bask in that. I proclaim you as the winner. Miss Mama Jennifer, I'm turning it back over to you. Control over to you.
Thank you, Nicole. You did an amazing job today as Toastmaster. I love when you do Toastmaster. You're so thorough and direct when you're announcing. I love listening to you speak. Let's see. I have to read my little notes.
Yeah, can we ask, we have some time. I love Tanya's questions and I loved Maria's answer about Vicksburg, but do we have enough time for everyone to go around and say what place they'd like to visit? Mine would be Mount Rushmore because of the 4 faces on that mountain and the importance that those 4 men did for the country. That'd be my response. Jennifer?
Anybody? Me? What would I like to visit as a national monument?
You're breaking up.
Well, I can't have anything to control of that, but I would want to go to Washington, D.C. to see every historical monument. I did, though, just triggered me that I did go to Philadelphia and I did see the Liberty Bell. So it was like 30 years ago.
Nicole?
I think I would. Oh, I was going to say, George, if I could, I mean, Washington, of course, Lincoln Memorial, all of those things, all of those, but Gettysburg.
Yeah, I was thinking of Gettysburg too.
Gettysburg would be something.
Nicole?
I will also piggyback on that for Gettysburg, but as well as I've never been to New York. I want to go see the Statue of Liberty.
Oh, that.
I definitely, and I want to do everything I can do, and even if I get in trouble and being illegal of seeing something that I want to see, I want to do all of that. Going to Washington, D.C., because my sister lives in Virginia, I have to tell you, it will humble you. It will humble you to be an American. So that's my answer, George.
Leroy?
I also wanted to go to Gettysburg. I've never been. And when I did go to New York a couple of years ago, I was able to see the Statue of Liberty, but at that time you had to have reservations. So we didn't have any reservations to go to the island. So I'd like to go back and actually visit the island.
I actually went and walked up into the base up to the top. It was very
Jealous?
interesting.
Jealous?
Huh?
We're jealous.
Yeah. Tanya, how about you?
I was going to say the Statue of Liberty as well. I hear it from my husband like all the time that he went to Connecticut to our nephew's graduation, and it was only like a couple hours away, and he's like, well, I can't go do it without you, so now he's always blaming me. I didn't get to see it. So, so that's where I would go.
Etta?
Not one in particular, but all of the ones that you mentioned.
Cynthia?
I would love to go see Washington, D.C., the monuments, Washington and the Lincoln Memorial, all of those. Never had a chance. My son went. I never got to.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
It's, as somebody says, very humbling.
Field
Lots-
trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a sight to
Road trip.
behold. It is. You can't do it all in one day. When I went to go see the African American Museum, they told me next time you come, plan to stay for a week and come every day of the week.
Well, but that's what I hear in Washington. None of those museums, every one of them, you could just spend days and days.
Yep.
That's what I hear. You know, you can't
Yep.
see.
And Miss Maria, I'm so crazy. I went to the Bible Museum in the same day, and I was wondering what was wrong with me when I got back home.
There is
All right,
so
Jen.
much to see. It's really the bottom line in this wonderful country. There is just so much to see.
And we have
Sorry,
Peggy.
Jennifer, I didn't mean to take over.
No worries. And we have Peggy as well. Peggy.
I went on one trip back east, and I did get to see Valley Forge, which is just, where Washington did the whole fight there, and it's still sort of a sacred, haunted place. Graveyards themselves are naturally that way. On the same trip, then we saw the Big Hole battlefield, which is in Montana, where the Indians made their last stand. But and got a little bit of a glimpse of Mount Rushmore, but I've always wanted to see the Statue of Liberty just because I think that was a tremendous gift from France. I'm not really sure what that was all about, but I think making a trip like that, one would be wonderful. I signed a guy from New York in Japanese this week, and another fellow in California, Los Angeles, in Vietnamese. So it's made me appreciate this meeting, and that it is good to be an American citizen. And I think many times our foreign nationals appreciate citizenship more than the people who are born here do. So thanks for letting me share.
I think the Statue of Liberty was a gift from France for our first centennial in 1876.
Oh, okay, thank you.
See, another research that somebody can do that comes out of that, out of our discussions. So that's how Rudy the Nudie came about, Maria.
Oh my gosh, we're back to that.
So I have a question for Cynthia on her HPL project, because with the HPL, the old HPL, we used to have to give 3 speeches to the club on an HPL project. So Cynthia, what was the with this new role that you had as the director, your area director, what was the greatest lesson that you learned in your new role for this project as a
My
leader?
greatest lesson
Yeah.
as a leader is dealing with people, and that it's not all about me, because usually if you're not going to take your responsibility, I usually take it over. So in delegating, and my supervisor in California says, Cynthia, you cannot do it. If they don't do it, you don't take on that responsibility. That's their responsibility. If they don't do it, you find somebody else. You don't take it on.
That's
So
a great
you have to
lesson.
delegate and give it to other people to do it. And usually I just take the whole shebang. I say, I just do it. I get the food. I go shopping. Nope. I gave it to people and they did it. I have a good team. And I
That's
told the
great.
people, I said, I wouldn't take this role unless you guys are with me and we'll do this. Because Susan and Jill, the two people that are central drop off, they're my closest people that I will come and tag on and pass it on. Because the other AC never did, and she took it on so much and it affected her health. I never want to take a organization thing on that affects your health. You know, if it affects my health, if it affects my health, I will just give it away.
So it sounds like you learned a lot.
You
I
did.
did.
I have a different question, Cynthia, about your project. So these shoe boxes, I still don't get how this works. So people, you give them the shoe box and they put the stuff in them, or how does it actually work?
The shoe boxes, you'll get the shoe. It doesn't matter the OCC shoe box, or you can get a plain old boot box or tennis shoe box. You can go to Kmart, Target, or Walmart, go to dollar store, and just fill this shoe box up with toys.
Oh, okay.
You always have to have one wild toy, like a stuffed animal or something like that. But we ask the people not to put candy in it or toothpaste. They could get toothbrush, but not toothpaste. They think the toothpaste in other countries is candy, so they suck it down. So we don't do that. So we give them soap, washcloth, and toothbrush as a hygiene. But you give them school supplies because they don't have school supplies. But you give them toys. I love doing boys' toy shoeboxes because girls' shoeboxes is all over the place. I mean, you can have more girls' shoeboxes than we have boys' shoeboxes. And
So
they're given
anybody that, all the people that, so you can get a shoebox, a regular shoebox, you fill it up with these things and you bring it to your drop-off place. Is that how you?
Yeah, I mean, we as a Toastmaster can get involved in that. You know, just get the shoe boxes, build it up, and say organization, Valley Voices and Advices, Toastmaster, 6, 7, 8 shoe boxes. It doesn't matter. It could be 10 shoe boxes per person. We have people building shoe boxes all year long. We had this one lady by herself alone does 150 every year.
Wow.
And then these shoe boxes,
over with.
so these shoe boxes then are sent by your organization to these countries? So you have all these
So what the journey of a shoebox starts from a drop-off center to the central drop-off center, then it goes to a processing center in California, and from the California processing center it will be dispersed out to different countries, or it goes to Boone, North Carolina to be housed there. Were you timing me, Jennifer?
You know what time it is, that's all.
Almost done.
Practicing your time.
And then they will send it out to different countries like the Philippines, Brazil, Mexico,
Yeah.
anywhere overseas.
Who
But we,
determines where
as a
to go?
nation, it will hold shoe boxes within the United States for people like you talking about the what's that thing that this hurricane that came through. We hold shoe boxes in from them. So
Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
That's wonderful.
So that might be a nice project for us to do later on. Maybe starting
I
the 1st
agree.
of November, is all of us get a shoebox and a couple of shoe boxes and put them together, and then Cynthia can tell us where to take them. I think that's
Yeah,
a great
because we
idea.
cannot do it from Valley Voices, right? Because we cannot
I
spend
agree.
money.
No,
But
Yeah, it can't
individually,
As
be tied to
individual
the
members.
Toastmasters,
Individually,
but we
we
can do
can.
it individually.
individually we
We
can
can
do
do
it.
it individually, or we can do it as, because I know we have another Toastmaster up here on Losi, and they bring in about 300
Wow.
shoeboxes.
I helped out with that in my church too.
Cool.
Some of
Hey, that
it,
should be good.
putting the boxes together was a little bit awkward for me, but I also wrote some cards. I like to write, so that was, everybody said that I did a good job with that.
Cynthia, what's the deadline date so we know we can put it on our annual
November
calendar?
22nd is the deadline.
November
We start
22nd?
collecting the shoe boxes November 15th, I think, right a week before, that Monday before Thanksgiving. And
So
we
that's-
end that Monday. We
Okay.
end that Monday of Thanksgiving week.
Okay.
I'd like to do it, so I'm going to do
Yeah,
it.
me too. I think that's a great idea.
And give me
And you know what? The best thing you do is get the plastic containers. I love the plastic container because in foreign country, that's how they carry their water.
Oh,
wow.
okay,
So
cool.
it gave them
Yeah,
something
there's got,
additional
that
to
would
do.
be multiple uses for the
Mhm.
multiple uses.
Container store, here I come.
You have no idea, some of you may, but you have no idea what a little bottle, just a little bottle, a little jar, I can tell you from experience how valuable that can be. You just have no sense. We throw them away here like it's going out of style. Every time I have to throw one of those away, even after 52 years, I think about it.
Cool.
I'll send you guys a link and information
Yeah.
of
Because
everything.
also you can do it for different ages and, right, Cynthia?
Yeah, from 0 to 12, I think it is.
And Cynthia, you also do a similar thing for Samaritan's Purse.
That's the same thing.
Okay, thank you.
OCC is under the umbrella of Samaritan Purse.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Jennifer, back to you.
Cynthia,
Yeah.
George. Forgot who was president. I don't know. Kidding. Thank you, Cynthia, because every year, as long as she's been doing this, I have actually, I don't think I've ever really participated. And she forgets to tell me about it. I'm like, tell me about it. And then, oh, I need help putting the boxes in. Oh my gosh, why didn't you tell us? And we definitely have a resource here as well. All right. Comments from the guests, Eden? Have the comments?
This was a powerful meeting today. My mother was from Germany, and I am a third generation American on my father's side of Italian descent. Some of my ancestors on that side came through Ellis Island. I'm really, really appreciative of my American citizenship.
Oh, thank you. It was a very powerful meeting. And I take seeing Statue of Liberty for granted. I have seen it. I haven't been inside, but I've seen it a couple of times. All right. Well, thank you for that, Etta. There any announcements and/or breakfast? Announcements? All right. Next week's schedule.
Okay, Jennifer's gonna pull double duty. I'm not sure if she wants to do that, but it's Toastmaster and timer.
Oh, no, we can't have that.
No, I'll do the timing. That's fine.
I'm telling you, I just
Laura, you.
Yeah, I'll handle the timing with the GE roll. That's fine.
Okay.
Cynthia,
Yes.
I cannot be the speaker on the 24th, and you cannot be table topics on the 24th.
Yeah, I thought about that, but I don't go in until 12.
Okay.
Peggy was talking about her speaking.
I could do it on the 24th. I'm going to figure out how to way to Zoom it through my phone in case this happens again.
Okay. So somebody needs somebody to evaluate Peggy.
I can do that. I already have her form. I ripped it up, but I can print another one.
Maria, are you okay? Maria, are you okay speaking?
Well, I'm going to speak. Let's leave it at that.
Okay. Nicole and I are testing next week. That's why she asked that question. But I don't go in until 12
What are you testing for?
for our MFT.
For our license. For our license.
My license. So
good,
yeah.
good.
Yep. Keep us
So-
in your prayers.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So that would just get my nerves off. Something to keep my mind off the testing
Yeah.
for about an hour.
Okay, Cynthia. All right.
We have
You got
our
this. You'll get it.
we do have our officers meeting next week as well. So,
Okay.
Now
You guys good? Everyone's good with the schedule?
Okay.
Okay.
Master. Okay.
You guys, what an amazing meeting. Don't keep us a secret. Invite. Yeah. We we're a really good, powerful group, and we learn from each other. All right. Other than that, it is 8:31. I proclaim this meeting adjourned.
Okay.
Weekend.